Truckers have started to review Pepsi Tesla Semi and they find some very interesting things, especially a main issue with the center seats. There's an interesting discussion on Reddit about the Pepsi Tesla Semi truck which hit the road a few weeks ago. Pepsi received them back in February or March, I think. They're like $250,000 a piece based on what modern ICE semis and passengers electric vehicle cost. This seems super reasonable to me, don't you think? But truckers who reviewed them are concerned about one particular issue, and actually more than one, and that has to do with Tesla Semi's center seat. Let's see what it is. The driver of the Tesla Semi is centered in the cabin. That's got to be strange for the driver, commented one trucker. Here's what the issue is. A user named PuddlesRes says he remembers hearing a trucker reviewing the center seat specifically. He says, this can become an issue if Tesla plans for a major rollout. I don't remember everything that the trucker said, he says, about the truck, but I do remember the seat. The main issue is arriving at gatehouses for deliveries at warehouses or factories or other such things. These gatehouses are set up so that a driver can hand over their paperwork to the guard without leaving their truck or out the driver's side window. If you put the driver in the middle, the driver has to leave their seat to hand over paperwork. This is suboptimal at best, they say, especially when you may have a line of trucks impatiently waiting behind you. Of course, if there is a regional distribution fleet, then the problem all but disappears. They check in at the home gatehouse where paperwork may not be required, or they need to physically go into the office to check in. This would also likely be no gate at the delivery site, and they would need to leave their truck anyway to make the delivery, he says. Now, you see, in order to design a semi-truck's cabin, you have to consult with truckers. Another huge issue is the entry to the Tesla Semi. One other user says you have to enter from a back door and walk through the cabin to get to the driver's seat instead of a normal truck entering from right next to the driver's seat. What this means is in wet, mud, snow, etc., you have to walk with your filthy shoes through the entirety of your cab to get to the driver's seat versus what most drivers do of getting in just the driver's seat and slipping your shoes off when you go back into the rest of your cab living space when not driving to keep the rest of your cabin clean. Now, generally, truckers in this discussion, friends, think that Tesla Semi's designers should have more closely consulted with actual truckers so they know what their habits are and how they do their work. I'm sure Tesla has done it. I can't imagine Tesla hasn't done this, but at least this is what truckers says. Now, in my previous reports, I've spoken very favorably about the Tesla Semi, and in my opinion, from a logistical point of view, getting out of your seat would barely add any time to what truckers already have to go through. The time at the gate isn't the issue. The time at the dock is. That's what some truckers say. Now, waiting an hour plus for workers to unload is a bigger issue. Also, truckers spend a lot of times, endless hours, by sitting in their trucks while driving. Maybe it's a little exercise, a little extra exercise and a little extra movement to get out of your seat, hand over your paperwork, and then move back to your seat and continue driving. So what do you think about this? Apparently there are other issues, and if hopefully someone from Tesla listens to these things, they can pass it to the Tesla designing team and they can come up with some improvements in the second edition of Tesla Semi, or when they roll out the entire semi truck in big quantities in mass production. The internet is abuzz with excitement as an image of the Pepsi Tesla Semi outdoing its thing in the world went viral on Reddit by user Battery Nurple. This groundbreaking partnership, friends, between two industry giants, Tesla and PepsiCo, has sparked a heated discussion among car enthusiasts, technology experts, and environmentalists alike. Recently, PepsiCo unveiled a fleet of 18 Tesla Semi in Sacramento. By the way, I just read in the news that from 2036, California will ban the usage of new diesel vehicles. So only electric vehicles will probably be there, new vehicles. PepsiCo's partnership with Tesla has been generating a lot of buzz since the beverage giant placed an order of 100 Tesla Semis back in 2017. After years of waiting, Tesla finally began delivering the electric trucks on December 2nd, 2022, but the initial production rate is very limited. Despite this setback, PepsiCo is forging ahead with its plans to integrate the Tesla Semis into its delivery fleet. According to media reports, PepsiCo plans to use 21 Tesla Semis for local deliveries of Pepsi products at its Sacramento plant. Another 15 vehicles will be utilized at PepsiCo Frito-Lay manufacturing plant in Modesto, California. To prepare for the electrification, PepsiCo installed high-power DC fast charging stations at both locations. Media reports mention that 4 750 kilowatt charging stalls are available at each station, which are visually similar to the V4 superchargers. These charging stations, often referred to as mega chargers, have the ability to provide megawatt level charging capacity. Now, sadly, we don't know the specific details about the stations of the charging connector. One of the most interesting aspects of this partnership between Tesla and PepsiCo is that the initial purchase of Tesla Semi by PepsiCo was partially funded by state and federal grants. The Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District paid for 18 of the 21 trucks that will be used at the South Sacramento bottling plant with $4.5 million in grant. Additionally, PepsiCo received a total of $15 million in state and local grants for the vehicles and charging infrastructure in both Sacramento and Modesto, plus $40,000 per vehicle from the federal government, which with such significant financial support, I think it is clear that other fleets will also be incentivized to switch to electric. Now, the comments on this Reddit post are wide-ranging and often diverse array of perspective of the Pepsi Semi. Some users are impressed by Tesla Semi's speed and efficiency, while others express concerns about the environment impact and long-term sustainability. I mean, they want to know how long it will go. One user is remarking, saying that this is the future, while another suggests that we need to start investing in renewable energy sources to power more vehicles. Now, friends, in my opinion, the Pepsi Tesla Semi is a groundbreaking innovation that represents the intersection of technology, business, and environmental sustainability.